Scott. Wesley Hartnell is a Canadian professional ice hockey left winger currently playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets of the National Hockey League. He has also played with the Nashville Predators and the Philadelphia Flyers. Hartnell was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, but grew up in Lloydminster, Alberta. Playing career junior. Prior to entering the NHL, Hartnell played 2 seasons of Canadian Junior A hockey for the Lloydminster Blazers of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. He then spent 2 seasons playing for the Prince Albert Raiders of the Western Hockey League. In the 1999-2000 season, Hartnell, as captain, led the team with 82 points and was named team MVP. He was also chosen to play for Bobby Orr in the Canadian Hockey League Top Prospects game. Professional. Hartnell was the 6th overall pick in the 2000 NHL entry draft by the Nashville Predators. Considered a gritty power forward at 6 feet 2 inches tall, the left winger was the youngest player in franchise history to play for the Predators, as well as the youngest player in the NHL in the 2001 season. Hartnell's first NHL game was played in Japan against the Pittsburgh Penguins as part of a 2-game set planned by the NHL to raise international interest in the league. Hartnell has stated that this game marks his favorite NHL moment. Through 6 seasons with the Predators, Hartnell played in 453 games, accumulating 93 goals and 118 assists. During the 2003-04 season, Hartnell had 3 game-winning goals, 2 of which came in overtime. In his first career playoff series against the Detroit Red Wings in 2004, he tied the team high with 3 points. During the 2004-05 NHL lockout, Hartnell helped Vålerenga win the Norwegian Championship, scoring 12 goals in 11 playoff games. In the 2005-06 season, Hartnell accumulated a career-high 25 goals and 23 assists for a total of 48 points. Additionally, Hartnell scored his first career hat-trick on February 4, 2006, in a game against the Chicago Blackhawks. The first 2 goals of the trifecta were scored against Adam Munro, with the final goal coming against Craig Anderson. The following season, Hartnell continued to produce similar offensive numbers, also setting franchise records for career penalty minutes and for the fastest 2 goals by an individual. All of this was despite a broken foot, which resulted in Hartnell missing all of March. On June 18, 2007, Hartnell, along with Kimmo Timonen, were traded to the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for a first-round pick previously acquired from Nashville for Peter Forsberg. Hartnell almost immediately signed a 6-year contract worth $25.2 million. In his first season with the Flyers, Hartnell was one of a series of 5 Flyers suspended for questionable on-ice hits. Specifically, Hartnell was suspended for 2 games as a result of a hit on Andrew Alberts of the Boston Bruins. Additionally, Hartnell's offensive production slowed initially. While he registered his first point as a Flyer in the home opener, his first goal did not come until the 16th game of the season. However, his scoring began to increase around mid-season. On January 8, 2007, in a game against the Atlanta Thrashers, Hartnell scored his 100th career goal. 2 days later, Hartnell was credited with his first career natural hat-trick. He scored 3 goals in a row in a 6-2 victory over the New York Rangers, all against Henrik Lundqvist. The first and third were scored at even strength, while the second came on the power play. He managed yet another hat-trick on January 19, 2008, including the game's winner and an assist against Rick DiPietro of the New York Islanders. The 2008-09 campaign was a successful one for Hartnell. Playing mostly on the left wing of centre Jeff Carter, he posted a career high in all offensive categories, scoring 30 goals and 30 assists for 60 points in 82 games. However, Hartnell also led the NHL in minor penalties that season, with 54. The season also saw him score 2 hat-tricks within 9 days of each other. The first came against the Carolina Hurricanes on December 11, 2008, with the second coming against the Washington Capitals on December 20. After a disappointing 2009-10 regular season that saw Hartnell's numbers dip to 44 points, Hartnell came alive in the playoffs when placed on a line with Daniel Briere and Verlino. This line helped lead the Flyers to the first Stanley Cup final since 1997. Hartnell played in all 23 games for the Flyers and scored 8 goals and 9 assists, good enough for 6th on the Eastern Conference, winning Flyers with 17 points. Hartnell continued to produce on a line with Briere and Lino through the 2010-11 season with 24 goals and 25 assists in 82 games. However, the Flyers struggled in the second half of the season and found an early playoff exit. Hartnell himself struggled at the beginning of the following season, with only 2 points in his first 7 games, but would heat up after being placed on a line with Jaromir Jagr and Claude Giroux. On December 13, 2011, Hartnell scored his 200th career goal against Washington Capitals goaltender Thomas Voken, which also was Hartnell's 6th goal in 6 games. Hartnell finished the 2011-12 season with a career-high 37 goals. In a late regular season game against Pittsburgh, Hartnell mocked a Penguins fan dressed as Hulk Hogan sitting directly behind the Flyers bench. This caused the Flyers organization to create a special T-shirt with Hartnell's Hogan gesture on it, which was given to every fan in attendance for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals against the same Penguins. The 2012-13 season proved to be one of the worst seasons Hartnell had experienced in his professional career. After a year in which he scored career highs in goals, points and plus-minus rating and tied a then career high in assists, Hartnell produced just 8 goals and 3 assists for 11 points on the season. He was held scoreless in 25 out of the 32 games he played during the season, while also missing 16 games due to an injury. In addition to his poor scoring, his play caused him to be taken off of his normal line at times, which was centered by Flyers captain Claude Giroux. Moreover, to cap off a disappointing individual season, the Flyers missed out on the year's playoffs. On June 23, 2014, Hartnell was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for R.J. Umberger and a 4th-round draft pick. On November 14, 2014, Hartnell made his return to Philadelphia. He finished with 28 goals and 32 assists in his first season with the Blue Jackets. Player profile: Hartnell is a gritty power forward who usually positions himself in close to the net and scores the majority of his goals off deflections and rebounds. He does also produce the occasional big hit and will fight if challenged. Though prone to taking minor penalties, he is also a defensively sound player, capable of killing penalties and usually either plus or even at the end of most nights. He is also considered a decent player on a breakaway and has become a much better player in the shootout. Hartnell is also known for his long, bushy hair. On March 26, 2009, the Flyers held Hartnell Wig Night, where fans attending the game were given wigs resembling his hair. On October 23, 2010, Hartnell revealed he had cut his bushy hair off and donated it to Locks of Love. Hartnell has also displayed bizarre on-ice and off-ice behavior from time to time. He stole the glove off New York Rangers forward Chris Drury during a game on January 31, 2008. Another glove-related incident occurred on December 2, 2008 when Hartnell threw his glove at Tampa Bay Lightning forward Ryan Malone in an attempt to stop a breakaway, resulting in a penalty shot for Malone. In the closing seconds of a game against the Pittsburgh Penguins on October 9, 2009, Hartnell and Penguins defenseman Chris Letang engaged in a scrum, resulting in a 2-minute minor penalty for roughing for Hartnell. After the fight, Letang left the ice holding his hand and told the referee that Hartnell had bit him on his hand. The NHL reviewed the broadcast footage of the incident, finding no clear video evidence of the biting and opted not to suspend Hartnell for the incident. A previous Penguins-related incident showcased Hartnell's good nature in an interaction with a Penguins fan taunting him with an orange wig and Flyers number 19 jersey bearing the name "Foul Smell" in a game played in Pittsburgh on March 22, 2009. Hartnell autographed that jersey as well as giving his game-used stick to that fan. Similar to a Gordie Howe hat trick, a hat trick occurs when a player has a goal, a fight and a fall in a game. During the 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs, Hartnell was seen mocking a Penguins fan dressed as Hulk Hogan behind the Flyers bench, which drew laughter from the television broadcast team working the game. Personal. Hartnell's parents, Bill and Joy Hartnell, are both teachers in Lloydminster, Alberta. His nickname is Bird Dog. Hartnell is together with his former Flyers teammates Kimmo Timonen and Sami Kapanen, one of the owners of the Finnish Liiga hockey team Kalpa. In 2012, Hartnell appeared in the movie This Is 40 alongside James Van Riemsdyk, Ian LaPerriere and Matt Carl. Philanthropy. In early 2012, Hartnell founded the #HartnellDown Foundation as a way to provide support to charities that support hockey, children and communities around the United States and Canada. It started as a Twitter following to keep track of the number of times Hartnell would fall down during the NHL season. When Hartnell himself joined Twitter, rather than taking offense, he embraced the catchphrase and began to sell merchandise that had it printed on it, with the proceeds going to Hartnell's favorite hockey-related charities. At the 2012 NHL All-Star Game, Hartnell donated $1,000 to charity for every #HartnellDown mention that was tweeted during the competition. Records. Nashville Predators franchise record for fastest 2 goals scored by an individual. Career statistics, regular season and playoffs, international awards and accomplishments. 2011 NHL All-Star. 2009 NHL Poker Champion. Played in the NHL Young Stars game in 2002. Get Ligan Champion with Vålerenga in 2004-05. Playoff MVP with Vålerenga in 2004-05.